Hey, what's up everyone? I have more news to share regarding volcanic eruptions and earthquakes along the Ring of Fire, this time in Hawaii. An explosion has been recorded at the Kilauea Volcano in Hawaii, and the video is down below. I will copy the link so that you can view this page for yourself. This was posted onto the Strange Sounds Twitter page. As you can see here, there have been explosions recorded from that volcano in Hawaii, which is also along the Ring of Fire. And this article states the consequences of geoengineering, which is manipulating the Earth's weather and climate patterns for the world's wildlife, are terrifying. Which should obviously be pretty much a given. That should be pretty much obvious that it would have negative consequences to nature. Scientists have shown that blasting tiny particles into the stratosphere could reflect enough sunlight back into space to keep the planet habitable for humans, but what does it mean for the rest of this world's wildlife? Well, the answer is devastation. As you can see the illustration shown here, burying agricultural carbon waste underground and extracting CO2 from the air and burying it in the ground, creating paler crops to reflect light and crops that are drought resistant, white painting covering roofs and roads to reflect sunlight, space mirrors, firing trillions of tiny aluminum mirrors into space to deflect sunlight, and cloud seeding, which many of you might already know is spraying seawater into clouds to precipitate rain. That's kind of weird, I noticed. They advertised Scott paper towels, which is also a likely ME down at the bottom here, from an advertisement while I was doing this video on my ME related channel. But anyway, they've been doing cloud seeding for a while. Cloud seeding is believed to be manipulating of the weather. They put different particles and these particles in the atmosphere to manipulate the weather. It was even done back in the World Wars, the first two World Wars, and it was also done during the Japanese and Korean wars. We actually cloud seeded, and they also developed the technology as well, but we would use technology we would use jets to send particles out into, you can look this up on YouTube, it's in different documentaries. We would use jets to emit particles into the atmosphere over an enemy country, and it would create precipitation, basically, out of the probably very similar to what I would believe to be today's chemtrails, but they would use these particles to create weather and cause monsoon rains on enemy countries, such as Japan or Korea. We would then use weather modification technology from the planes of that time to use cloud seeding and other technology for the benefit of winning the war at that time. And we would actually use planes to cloud seed and create monsoon rains, so they would be unprepared for an impending attack. You can look that up, and you can find it on YouTube, how we used cloud seeding in those wars. But anyway, they have enhanced weathering, ocean fertilization, and engineered microbes, creating synthetic microbes and engineered algae to sequester CO2. It's actually being used every day to produce rain now, to stop hail, or better said, to control weather and climate patterns, as I stated previously. But the technology's gotten better, And now scientists want to use it to cool the planet, and it has been shown to be possible. A new study gives us some new insights into what the consequences of such spraying would be, and they are terrifying. On the climate modeling side, Roebuck helped implement a geoengineering scenario where, starting in 2020, in the year 2020, the world starts injecting 5 teragrams of sulfate aerosols into the stratosphere every year to lower the planet's temperature. That's the equivalent of a volcanic eruption roughly a quarter of the size of the 1991 Mount Pinatubo eruption annually, every year, basically. They then compared it to a scenario where humanity cut its carbon emissions starting in mid-century, a trend that would still mean the world keeps warming, but at a slower rate than if the emissions actually continue to increase. The Amazon basin dries out. People living downwind would then suffer bigly from terrible air quality, and much of Eurasian Arctic would then also dry out, raising the risk of fires in the boreal desert as well. So what happens when we decide to stop geoengineering, whenever that would be? More concerning still is what happens when they decide to shut geoengineering down, the policymakers of this. The study then looks to show what would happen if we did that in 2070. Results are absolutely horrifying. Aerosols are really short-lived, which is why we would have to continually emit them to make geoengineering work. Suddenly stopping this would then result in a warming surge that would be much more dramatic than if climate change was just allowed to progress over the course of the preceding 50 years. Precipitation patterns would also shift again, and the result of wildlife would likely be widespread die-offs and habitat fracturing. The climate velocity would be 4 times greater on land and 6 times greater in the oceans than recent climate change. So yeah, goodbye Amazon, and probably goodbye corals, mangroves, frogs, and other amphibians, and many land animals. The Arctic is probably dead in this case. Geoengineering is too deadly, and the studies show the consequences are way too deadly, so stop geoengineering. What do you think? I think it's dangerous myself as well. Another article shows here that Greenland is shedding ice like a popsicle on defrost due to geothermal energy from Earth's deep interior. And then here's that other news from yesterday of the 2 earthquakes which struck off the coast of California. So what do you think about the geoengineering? I just wanted to share this information. What do you think about it? Let me know in the comment section below, or feel free to message me. I will post my email, as I stated in a previous video. I posted it there as well. I will start posting my email for this channel in the description below each video, so that you can email me if you would rather do that, rather than leaving your comment in the comment section below. And also, you can leave your comments below as well, and feel free to message me. Anyway, much love, and stay safe. Give your opinions on this and what you think. How long do you think they've been doing this? Do you think they've been doing this for a long time and manipulating the climate and the weather? And do you think it would have very negative consequences, as this article seems to present? I really do myself. I do believe that we will be affecting the natural courses of and natural cycles that we are already in. I do believe humans are adding a little bit to a natural cycle, not helping the situation at all, but I do believe we are going through a natural cycle as well, along with other human contributions causing issues, and as well as prophetic occurrences taking place as well. All of it factored together, I do believe it all kind of comes together, goes hand in hand. But let me know what you think about it. Do you think that this is do you think these will have negative consequences? I do. I really do as well. I think it could be bad. Let me know what you think. in the comment section below or message me. Much love, peace, and God bless. I hope to speak with you again very soon. Stay safe. Bye. Peace.